107, it's the Fun Morning Show. Monday morning, October 7th, 2024. Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts has a birthday today. The two-time World Series champion is 32 years old. Dodgers back in the playoffs, but Vegas has the Yankees as the favorites to win the World Series at this point. Happy birthday, Toni Braxton. She used to date former Patriots running back Curtis Martin. The back-in-the-day cafe star is 57. Simon Cowell gets the golden ticket today.
I'm sorry, it was absolutely excruciating.
He is 65 years old. Russian President Vladimir Putin is 72 today. The Fox News Channel signed on the air 28 years ago.
How did it happen? How did television news become so predictable and in some cases so boring? Few broadcasts take any chances these days, and most are very politically correct. Well, we're going to try to be different.
The war in Afghanistan started on this date, 2001. 23 years later, all American troops are finally out of the war-torn country, officially ending the longest war in American history. Arnold Schwarzenegger elected as governor of California 21 years ago today.
I want to be the governor for the people. I want to represent everybody.
35 years ago, Janet Jackson. She had the #1 song here at Fun 107 with Miss You Much. And it has been 1 year since the October 7th surprise attack on southern Israel by Hamas militants, igniting the war that has killed 41,000 Palestinians. Roughly 100 Jewish hostages are still captive in Gaza. Fun 107. It is the Fun Morning Show already Monday morning, and we're going to get a look at this morning's headlines and the weather, too. We got to find out what's going on for the week with Ceci Del Carmen. That's coming up in a couple of minutes.
Bringing you a taste of Hollywood right here to the South Coast, and we are here for it. We're spilling the tea with the Entertainment Update, presented by Kia of Dartmouth on the South Coast #1 hit music station.
Well, the box office taking a walk on the darker side this weekend. The Joker, Folie à Deux, was the top movie in America, but the film starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga only taking in $40 million in a rather disappointing debut, I guess. Far less than anticipated, and just half of its predecessor, Joker, which came out 5 years ago. The second top-grossing movie of the weekend, The Wild Robot, added in $18.7 million to its second weekend. Beetlejuice, Transformers, and Speak No Evil rounding out the top 5 at the box office. But yeah, that Joaquin Phoenix movie looked pretty good in the previews.
Look at all these people. I will no longer allow any of you to keep me down.
That's sad. I really wanted to see this too.
We'll see if it bounces back. You know, maybe it just wasn't a big movie weekend for some reason. People maybe just didn't go, and you know, the word will get out that it was good. Just, you know, a lot of people didn't go.
But the thing is, though, Rotten Tomatoes kind of gave them a thumbs down.
Did they? Well,
we're talking like a 39%. So
that is not going to help the situation.
Exactly.
Then. So, got kind of an unexpected appearance last night. If you're a Sunday Night Football fan, they always have, you know, somebody open up the game.
Yeah.
And it was none other than Celine Dion last night. It was good to see her. She looked pretty darn healthy, I thought.
She did, yes.
But she opened up with a little monologue.
I think my favorite thing about this game is its power to connect who we are to who we were. To prove that our most powerful memories, our most enduring loves, can stay with us forever. Like so many old flames, it always feels right when they're back together. Don't you think? Like tonight, evoking the kind of magic they once produced. The Cowboys and the Steelers, a timeless classic on Sunday night.
I don't know if she's a real big football fan, but it was good to see her anyway.
Well, she's got like a background with sports where, like, in her spare time, which I guess she's got a little bit more copious these days, She enjoys watching the Bruins. We've saw that because she
gave the pregame pump-up speech to the Bruins one time.
I mean, I'm being nice about this, but if Celine Dion comes in and she's giving a pump-up speech, is it really going to pump you up? Do you think so?
Maybe.
You think so?
She she's a unique situation where she's so sick. She gets herself out, gets herself done up and goes out there for you.
Channels her
strength. You got to show up for Celine Dion.
Now I'm ready to go through a wall.
Keanu Reeves made his professional auto racing debut at Indianapolis Motor Speedway over the weekend. A 45-minute Toyota spec racing event. Keanu Reeves ended up spinning into the grass without a crash, got back in, finished the race.
Yeah.
He was running as high as 21st before the single car crash, a little bit more than halfway through the 45-minute race. Briefly stopped Keanu Reeves in his tracks, but had about 21 minutes of racing left. Re-entered the course, continued driving, said, hey, I'm okay. I did not get injured, and he ended up finishing 25th out of 35 cars.
Not last.
Honestly, not that bad. The actors competing at the Indianapolis in the Toyota GR Cup, the Toyota Spec Racing Series, and a support series for this past weekend's Indy 8-hour sports car event. He had a second race yesterday, so maybe a little fun hobby for Keanu Reeves, who's 60 years old now.
That's impressive, to be honest with you.
Wild to think of him as 60 years old. Oh, and by the way, New Bedford had a big name walking around yesterday. If you did not see it online, we'll talk about it coming up in a few minutes. Dave Portnoy, El Presidente, sampling pizzas in New Bedford. We'll get to where he went, what he thought of the pizzas, and all that coming up in a few minutes here on Fun 107. The entertainment update is brought to you by Kia of Dartmouth. Get the best deal on your new Kia with Kia of Dartmouth's exclusive 10% discount on select Kia models. The Fun Morning Show, Charlie XCX right there. And a pretty big day. It's not often where we get visits from people that are bigger and more famous than Dave Portnoy bopping around New Bedford over the weekend.
It's funny because we first heard it from one of our news correspondents here in the studio. And the place he originally said, I'm like, why would he go there? And I'm not trying to diss the place. It was Ray's. Ray's Pizza's got good pizza. But
Ray's down by there's
a video store there. So you got Tarleton Hill Road.
That's where the Jesus is painted, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay.
Maybe that drew him in.
Maybe it drew him in. I'm like, but why wouldn't he go? So there's been a place in the area that's been a buzz lately for their South Shore pizza. I know you're not the biggest fan of bar pizza because you don't like that thin crust. You like a medium
I don't like
crust,
how the,
right?
I don't like how the sauce. There's too much sauce in bar pizza for me.
Do you think so?
It goes all the way up to the crust. I like a defined crust.
The cheese goes over the crust, not the sauce for a bar pizza.
It just seems a little sloppy to me and floppy. Sloppy and floppy pizza.
But that's why they call it bar pizza. It's meant to be greasy. It's meant to have that. So
I don't like that either. The greasy.
In this area, the Dipper has become a beacon for South Shore pizza. So I'm like, why wouldn't he go there? And it turns out he double dipped. Portnoy went to both. He went to Ray's and then he went to Dipper.
Now, I've never been to Ray's, and that's been there for a million years,
I've had
right?
Ray's. I think their linguiça pizza is actually very good.
Is it a New York-style pizza?
No. Nope. On the thinner side.
Okay, I like that.
It's been a minute. It was a holiday party that I had. I've only had it once in my life.
Does it have a big crust? Like at the
end? Medium crust.
Medium. Okay.
Medium crust, the crust is present. And the sauce or cheese does not go over the crust.
That's what I like.
Like you like.
Yeah.
You like Ray's. I like the Dipper. I like how they have a hot honey pizza and the pepperoni. But either way, the Dipper was gone for a while, and then the Suns brought it back, and now it's become another, a watering hole for those locals who enjoyed going there. But they added a new element to it, and that was their pizza. So I think that Portnoy coming down to New Bedford, there were a few other places I would have liked him to stop at. But I think
I'm
that
surprised you're going to go to
good.
if you think New Bedford pizza.
Yes.
Now listen, I'm not a fan of this type of pizza, but Parafas, Marafas, Riccardi's, those are kind of all the same type of pizza with that super thin crust, like cardboard crust. I would have thought that would have been a better representation of what we're about in this region as a pizza.
I think if it boils down to it, and it's very tough, and I don't want to be biased because I go there all the time, but Ruiz has kind of been my go-to. Ruiz is your style. The style of pizza that you like, that's what Ruiz is all about.
Yeah.
And they got a killer Gold Fever pizza over there. So,
well, what did Portnoy say?
I didn't get to look into it yet.
You haven't looked into it yet?
I had a busy day yesterday, and I had to catch up on a little bit of my beauty sleep.
We're gonna have to. We'll take a break. We'll
dive into it for sure.
We'll find out what Dave Portnoy said about Ray's Pizza
and the Dipper Cafe.
The Dipper Cafe next. Show Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga.
I'm starving now.
From the Joker soundtrack, the new Joker that came out over the weekend. Kind of disappointing numbers there at the box office, only making $40 million, expected to make way more. They made a lot more money with the original one 5 years ago. So, but that's, still a great song. Bruno Mars, Lady Gaga here on Fun 107. Talking about Dave Portnoy, who was bopping around New Bedford over the weekend. Kind of surprising. Pizza places doing the one bite. Everybody knows the rules. And I don't think he's released the videos yet.
Nothing yet. We're again, the scoring we're finding is just, alleged online right now on Facebook, but there were multiple accounts saying an 8.1 was coming out of Ray's.
Which is off the charts,
good.
Right? He's a very difficult grader.
He is.
When it comes to the pizza.
There's only been one in the history of One Bite reviews that had a perfect 10 out of 10. It's somewhere up near Quincy.
Really?
That I got to definitely check out. It's on my bucket list.
I never heard about that.
Oh, you can find it on fun107.com.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good morning.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that Ray's a great guy. We love Ray.
Everybody loves Ray.
Exactly, because Ray used to work for Faye's Naughty Pine, which was across the street for many, many, many years. And that means his pizza recipe is Faye's recipe. So we love Ray, absolutely.
And do we have a confirmation on an 8.1?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
All I
sure.
know is that Ray used to work for Faye for many, many years.
It was the Ray and Faye show.
Love that.
So long, yeah.
Yeah, it was a Ray and Faye show. And Faye's is in Dartmouth. I'm sorry that Dave Portnoy didn't visit that restaurant because...
over in South Dartmouth, yeah.
Well, I'm sure you can only visit so many. Hey, thanks for checking in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
It is 6:52, and Phil Devitt has a look at this morning's Fun 107 headlines.
A Lynn man is facing murder charges after a fatal stabbing in New Bedford. Police responded to the scene late Thursday night and found a man with stab wounds. The 51-year-old male victim was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. The suspect, Angel Avellino, was arrested and is expected to be arraigned today. A tragic loss in Fall River. An 11-year-old student from James Morton Middle School passed away after a medical emergency on Thursday. The school district has expressed condolences to the family and has made grief counselors available to students. Boston's Storrow Drive was temporarily shut down on Sunday afternoon as pro-Palestinian demonstrators rallied in the road, stopping traffic. The protest came just one day before October 7th. It's been 1 year since the Hamas attack in Israel. Both former President Trump and Vice President Harris are set to speak today on the one-year anniversary of the attack. Harris will speak in Washington, D.C., where she and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will plant a memorial tree on the grounds of the Vice President's residence. The pomegranate tree they're planting represents hope and righteousness in Judaism. Trump set to speak at a remembrance event taking place at his golf course in Florida. President Biden will mark the anniversary with an event at the White House. And it's no joke. Joker, Folly Ado didn't do so hot at the weekend box office. The Joaquin Phoenix Lady Gaga film earned $40 million in its debut weekend. Not a strong showing, but still put the film at number one. Beetlejuice, meanwhile, hanging on to the number 3 spot as we inch toward Halloween. That movie has made $265 million since its release about a month ago. In sports, Patriots lost to the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, 15-10. They play the Houston Texans this Sunday. The Celtics 2-0 to start the preseason after sweeping the Nuggets in the NBA Abu Dhabi games. Defending champs opening their exhibition schedule with a 4-point victory on Friday before dominating Denver 130-104 on Sunday. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun
107. It's the Fun Morning Show, and that's the new one from Sabrina Carpenter. It is called Taste. So speaking of taste, some bad news for those of you who like to go out to breakfast in New Bedford and like to taste pancakes and sausage and waffles and all of that. Mimi's Kitchen saying goodbye.
And that was just the tip of the iceberg of what they had.
I did not see that coming at all.
I was heartbroken. I got the text from Tara and Corey on Saturday. I'm in the middle of a wedding. I'm trying to focus on the music. And I got that, and I'm like, stop the presses. And I don't know what to do.
Were they open yesterday?
They were. It was their final and last day. So they were kind of letting their regulars, the people who support them week after week, know, hey, because it's going to be packed. We want to give you the heads up first. We're heartbroken over this. But unfortunately, we're going to be closing our doors. And I called the wife immediately. We go there on Sundays. That's our tradition. And I got to say, man, I think I have a problem because this is the second restaurant my wife and I, would casually go to once a week at least, traditionally, that closed down. So first the Airport Grill, that was our
That's where
go-to.
you got engaged.
That's where I met my wife. So it was special to us. And then we had to find new place. We found Mimi's. We fell in love with it. Mom and pop shop. Tara and Corey are always so good to us and every customer who walked in there. And we just fell in love with the food, the atmosphere, and it was kind of like going to your parents' house on Sunday morning and they made you breakfast.
What I liked about the Mimi's Kitchen restaurant was they put the slightest spin on dishes, but not so much that
yes.
You know what I mean? Not so much to make it weird, but they had the chicken Mozambique,
empanadas,
stuff like that,
things like that.
It was just a little twist. But again, not so much that would turn you off on it.
Not too fancy, no microgreens.
No. Did they say why? What happened?
So right from Tara's mouth is just, the problem with restaurants in the economy right now is just crumbling around us. And they were having trouble keeping up. And, this was supposed to be a fun business project for them when they opened up. This was something they've always wanted to do. And, there were complications.
She had won the lottery, right?
She won the lottery. That
so
definitely helped.
She decided to spend some of those winnings was opening up this business.
The other problem is, finding the help. I felt like they were always constantly looking for a chef, for wait staff, you name it. And the people who did work there from day one back in 2022, they were very special part of the team, But then there's people who would show up and then collect one check and then be gone.
I would say what probably would hurt the most is the inflation.
Yes.
When you don't know what your ingredients are going to cost week to week.
Yes.
And you are an owner of a restaurant. For us, the cost of eggs goes up 50 cents or whatever 1 week. It hurts. You don't want to do that, but you're not buying eggs a breakfast place is buying eggs.
Can't even imagine.
And then you have to either change your price or you don't change your price, and you're the one absorbing that 50-cent increase. It's tough.
If it was a bigger place,
it's not viable.
Yeah, you could keep your prices low, fill in the chairs. Okay. Unfortunately, Mimi's would only fit, I don't know, maybe 30 tops. Tops. But we would go there, and I remember having my last meal yesterday, and it was my wife, myself, and there was always two older gentlemen sitting at the 4 bar top there, and they were brothers. They were older, and they would always share some awesome, stories of them growing up. So for us, it was more than just breakfast. It was kind of sharing memories with other customers who enjoyed going there too. I'm telling you, I'm hurting this morning after this. This is sad for me. So.
You're going to find a new breakfast place now.
That toast and jam was pretty good. Just saying. But, hey, I want to just say real quick to Tara and to Corey, thank you for being almost family when we went in there. Not just to us, but every customer that went through. And I know I speak for a lot of people when I say this is, you'll be missed.
Sure. They definitely will be. It's 7:53. Phil Devitt is in the Fun 107 newsroom.
A Lynn man is facing murder charges after a fatal stabbing in New Bedford. Police responded to the scene late Thursday night and found a man with stab wounds. The 51-year-old male victim was rushed to the hospital but did not survive. The suspect, Angel Avellino, was arrested and is expected to be arraigned today. A tragic loss in Fall River. An 11-year-old student from James Morton Middle School passed away after a medical emergency on Thursday. The school district has expressed condolences to the family and has made grief counselors available to students. Boston's Storrow Drive was temporarily shut down on Sunday afternoon as pro-Palestinian demonstrators rallied in the road, stopping traffic. The protest came just one day before October 7th. It's been 1 year since the Hamas attack in Israel. Both former President Trump and Vice President Harris are set to speak today on the 1 year anniversary of the attack. Harris will speak in Washington, D.C., where she and Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff will plant a memorial tree on the grounds of the Vice President's residence. The pomegranate tree they're planting represents hope and righteousness in Judaism. Trump set to speak at a remembrance event taking place at his golf course in Florida. President Biden will mark the anniversary with an event at the White House. And it's no joke. Joker, Folly Ado didn't do so hot at the weekend box office. The Joaquin Phoenix Lady Gaga film earned $40 million in its debut weekend. Not a strong showing, but still put the film at number 1. Beetlejuice, meanwhile, hanging on to the number 3 spot as we inch toward Halloween. That movie has made $265 million since its release about a month ago. In sports, Patriots lost to the Miami Dolphins on Sunday, 15-10. They play the Houston Texans this Sunday. The Celtics 2-0 to start the preseason after sweeping the Nuggets in the NBA Abu Dhabi games. Defending champs opening their exhibition schedule with a 4-point victory on Friday before dominating Denver 130-104 on Sunday. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Deffitt for Fun 107.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, a big day at Turk Seafood. Just got the text from Richard Pasquale, the owner of Turks, and he has said today's the day they are unveiling Wellfleet Bay scallops. So, as you know, if you're a scallop fan, you know that those Wellfleet Bay scallops are the ones to get, and they've got them now at Turk Seafood. So get in there while they last, while they're fresh, while they're available. Those Wellfleet Bay scallops, nothing like them. You know, Turk Seafood, they've got, of course, the restaurant that has made them famous for decades, but they also have the fish market, which honestly goes overlooked a lot of times. So if you're looking for great fresh fish, fresh seafood, this is the place to go. Go to the same Turks that you love, the Turks restaurant. Go to that same Turks and get the exact same fish that they would be cooking in your meal if you ate at Turks. You can bring it home and make it yourself. Turk Seafood, Route 6 in Mattapoisett. That is the Portuguese Kids on Fun 107 is the Fun Morning Show. Hey, over the weekend, it was the Miss New Bedford pageant happening at Greater New Bedford Vogue Tech. And as tradition has it, we've got both Miss New Bedford and Miss New Bedford Teen. They just arrived. We're going to talk to them in a couple of minutes here on the Fun Morning Show. It is 8:20. And Phil Devitt has a look at your headlines.
Another New Bedford murder under investigation. A 51-year-old man was fatally stabbed outside a home on Acushnet Avenue on Thursday. Witnesses say the victim was lying on the ground when police arrived. The suspect, the man from Lynn, was apprehended shortly after. Angel Avellino is facing murder charges and is expected to appear in court today. A heartbreaking incident in Fall River. An 11-year-old boy, Jordan Morasho Karshi, has died after a medical emergency. The news was shared with the school community by the principal on Thursday. The school district has offered support to students and the family. Massachusetts State Police have a new leader. Colonel Jeffrey Noble was sworn in on Friday, making him the first person outside the department to hold the top job. Noble, a former New Jersey State Police official, replaces Lieutenant Colonel John Mon, who's been serving as interim colonel since February of 2023. Governor Maura Healey praised Noble's leadership and commitment to public service. Noble takes over the department amid ongoing investigations into recent scandals, including the death of a training recruit and the mishandling of the Karen Reed case. Hurricane Milton is gaining strength as it takes aim at Florida. The storm, which formed in the Gulf of Mexico on Saturday, rapidly strengthened with top winds now estimated at 90 miles per hour plus. Forecasters expect the hurricane, which comes less than 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene made landfall in the state, to arrive by Wednesday afternoon. And the election is less than a month away. If you're planning to vote by mail in Massachusetts, you have until October 29th at 5 p.m. to request a ballot. and all ballots have to be postmarked by 5 p.m. on November 5th to count. In sports, the Patriots lost to the Miami Dolphins on Sunday 15-10. Next up, a game with the Houston Texans at Gillette Stadium this Sunday. And the Celtics are 2-0 to start the preseason after sweeping the Denver Nuggets in the NBA Abu Dhabi games over the weekend. Traffic and weather next. I'm Phil Devitt for Fun 107.
Fun 107, the Fun Morning Show. And over the weekend, the big Miss New Bedford pageant happening at Greater New Bedford Vogue Tech. And we've got both Miss New Bedford and Miss New Bedford Teen. Ashley Clark is your new Miss New Bedford, and Bree LaFavor is your Miss New Bedford Teen. Good morning, ladies.
Thank you.
So this is one of our favorite traditions. The first appearance of Miss New Bedford is always right here on the Fun Morning Show.
Yes.
So was that terrifying for you last night when you found out about, or the other night when you found out about it? Or
No, I have known every year since I competed as a teen, and I've just been waiting for this day. So I was very excited.
Well, here we are.
I was so excited. I'm just thrilled to be here.
Awesome. So how did it go for you ladies? Did you have a good, feeling as you were going through the night that, hey, I'm having my A game tonight here. This is working out.
No. I did not think I was winning, so this was awesome.
Ashley Clark.
Yes.
Where did you go to school?
I went to Vogue, and then I just graduated from UMass Dartmouth last year.
Congratulations.
Thank
So
you.
You had home field advantage on this then?
Just a little.
Yeah. So you did not feel like you were...
No.
Really?
No, sometimes I'm like, I'm on my A game. Today might be the day. And I've had other Miss New Bedford contests that didn't go as planned.
Yeah.
This one I said, I'm not doing that great. And then I won.
So the judges saw something in you that you did not see in yourself.
I guess so, and I really appreciate that.
I'm going to piggyback off that for a second. Back in 2005, in my heyday,
we're not going to bring up Mr. Westport
I was
again.
Mr. Westport. And I had zero expectations of winning. And when you actually win in the end, it is like cloud nine. Are you still riding that high? That feels great, doesn't it?
Yes, it still doesn't feel real. I keep looking down at the sash to make sure it's right.
Yeah. Well, this was 19 years later, and I'm still loving it. So, yeah.
So, Bree, what about you? Did you feel like you were on your A game?
I felt like I was doing a good job, but it's still shocking every time you get the crown. Like, wow, is this real?
Yes. And is this the first time that you've won a pageant, each of you?
No. We were just Miss Cape Cod and Miss Cape Cod's teen together.
That's so weird. How funny is that?
Yes.
The repeat.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We are reunited.
It's the A-team right here.
Yeah.
Dynamic duo.
And what about you, Bree? Where do you go to school?
I go to school at the Old Rochester Regional High School.
Oh, no kidding. What year are you over there?
I am a freshman.
That's outstanding.
Yes. Yeah, so I'm on the swim team, and right now I'm on the field hockey team.
So what do you plan on doing for your year?
So we each have community service initiatives. Mine is about getting people out to vote. It's called Take a Stance, Make a Change.
Hey, your big month is this month.
Yes, it is.
You
Less
believe
than
a month from
away.
now it'll be over.
I can't. But there's still more work to do even after that. We need to get people registered.
How do you try to encourage people to get out and vote? You've got a lot of people listening right now. What would you say to these people?
Yeah, so I tell them it's extremely easy. There's so many different ways to get out your voice, and it's extremely important to make sure that no matter what your opinion is, it is heard. So getting to the polls is the best way to do that, and you can register right online.
Can't complain if you don't vote.
Exactly. You have until October 26th to register.
That's right. And you can also early vote.
Yes, you can.
So it's never been easier to vote.
No,
so I don't want to hear
hasn't.
any of it.
Thank you. Exactly.
Here's the thing, though. You don't get your sticker if you early vote.
Yes, you do.
Are you sure?
That is erroneous.
Why?
Erroneous on both counts.
I'm just saying, like, if you mail in...
Oh, you don't
do
get it if you mail in. I'm talking about early voting. You show up early. That starts October 19th.
If you mail in, probably not. But you can just go to the... city officials.
But that sticker
They're never going to deprive it.
Am I right?
It is.
I voted. I'm proud. I voted.
Yes.
What about you, Bree? What's your initiative?
My community service initiative is on water safety.
And you're a swimmer at Old Rochester. That makes all the sense in the world. Ladies, best of luck over the next year, and congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
Visiting not only the Dipper in New Bedford, but also Ray's Pizza up in the North End. And visited Middleborough, where over the weekend, the Middleborough Cobras won the championship. It's that semi-pro football team.
Oh, yeah.
And the Cobras won the championship for New England Football League over the weekend. Brought the trophy back to Central Pizza. They were partying there at Central Pizza. Dave Portnoy shows up and decides to put them on the stop. So it was funny because Portnoy, the whole family is outside. There's a crowd of people, fans, standing in front of him. What's he going to do? Like, give it a 4?
Yeah, right?
Like, the pressure's on.
But here's the thing, though. He adds that into his own recipe of what he gives for a score, because you can't be, schmoozed with merchandise. You can't be schmoozed with him.
Well, they did. They gave him merchandise,
and they did all that, but at the end of the day, he's got one job, and that's one bite. So he takes it pretty serious.
So here is how the Middleborough, we've got the thing is we've got the scores for all 3 of these places, but the owners have asked us not to reveal them yet because they don't want to make Portnoy mad.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna. But the video, somebody took a video of him doing the video outside of Central Cafe in Middleborough, and here's how that went. So we kind of get the sneak peek here.
One bite ever knows the rules. Central Cafe. Even if this pizza is awful, there's no shot I can give it a bad. Right here. Oh, we're all gentlemen. Right there, the family's right there, a million things. So here we go. One bite ever knows the rules. Central Cafe. Also, they made it very clear. They gave me a T-shirt. I got a lot of merch, but a staff shirt that nobody gets. So they greased me up with that. Now for the pizza. Oh yeah. Here we go. I don't want to burn my face off. Great bar pie. Good pizza. Little on the fluffy side, too, for the bar pie, which I like.
Here it comes.
Both crisp.
Needs another bite.
7-9. Oh!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a high score.
Great score.
Very good score.
7-9.
Congrats again to Cobra. Middleborough Cobras won the semi-pro football league last night. Super Bowl champs. The guys walking around like 10 rings in there. Central Cafe.
Let's go. Awesome.
That's great. 7-9.
You want my hot take on this? I've got a hot take on this.
Okay, here we go.
What if, just hear me out, he is touring the country, right? Tasting these pizzas.
Yeah. Mostly New England.
Mostly New England, but he branches out. What if this is all a setup for a run at president? He's called El Presidente.
Yes.
And I'll tell you why. So, looking back, President Reagan had a job with General Electric. And his job was to go around and just be a spokesperson for General Electric, just talk up the company. He was a spokesperson for it. He'd visit different plants. He'd, pump up the different workers. This is way before he was president. But what it was him getting a chance to visit all over the country and kind of get a feel for what people were talking about out there, what was important to people. And I can't help but think that this is a similar thing. Now, President Reagan was a movie star, but we're talking about 2024 now, and this obviously wouldn't be until 28 or beyond. But could he be the first, online influencer to take that fame and turn it into a political career?
Yes. So you're not too crazy with this one. He understands how business works. He understands how to... Because remember the whole relief fund that he had? He raised millions. He's a man for the people. For
philanthropy
the small people.
In the tens of millions of dollars during the pandemic.
He's a man of small business and mom and pops. He really is. And that's a vote for me right there. The guy likes pizza. I like that he is critical on his decision making. He just doesn't give participation trophies out,
And honestly, he's a smart guy.
And what we need in this country, this is the most political I'll ever get, is I feel like he's not afraid to bite back if another dog is barking at him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We need a little bit of that, a little bit of push if needed. So, hey,
just throwing it out there.
2028?
Just throwing it out there. Just remember I said it, because it seems like it's the same type of formula, only a much more modern approach with, him being an influencer and just online.
One bite at a time.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Remember I said it first.